Hello again!
I didn't even realize we were starting. I was just talking.
We are here!
We're here now.
We are all here
I didn't even
together again!
I didn't even get to participate in the stream.
I tried to clue you in.
You did point at me, and I was like, "Why are you pointing at me?"
What?
And then you screamed. I was like, "Oh, we've started."
Oh, this is... Wait, the music means something?
I thought Justin was just like testing it, because most of the time we do like a test to make sure it's working. But then now we're here.
I like to think of the actual thing as the test.
I mean, sometimes that's fun. I just didn't expect it this time. Ouch. Well, hello. I'm in California again.
You're here again.
Town again.
It's almost like every other episode. You never really know where I'm going to be because of how often how infrequently we record and how often I come back to California lately.
Who knows? Next time, Josiah might be in a different state than Idaho.
Who knows? I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be in Canada by then.
Yeah. You just walk like 20 feet.
Yeah, just
record
like
from there.
Couple miles up the road.
Yeah.
Be in Canada. Oh yeah.
Do you get vacationers from Canada?
Probably, but I don't.
You don't know.
I don't know them.
Usually they call them snowbirds. Where I've traveled to, and they're like, yeah, all the snowbirds come down from Canada when it's too cold up there. And then they'll live down here for 3 months.
Yeah, but they probably come down to where it's warm.
Yeah.
Coming down to Idaho doesn't really help you that much.
It does nothing.
You walk down, you're like, dang, I'm not far enough.
I keep going.
Yeah. They'll go down to like, I think I was in Galveston when they said that, and
somewhere sunny.
another country. I forget where I was, Mexico. And yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's like, it's still frozen.
Yeah. It's just too
Keep
close.
going south.
Yeah.
It is. I was thinking about that a while ago. I was like, man, like after winter in Idaho when I was all cold, I was like, man, like all of Canada. There's not like a warm place to go in Canada.
No.
Like in the United States of America, you could go north and get cold, and you could go south and get warm. Like there's so many options here, but like it's just like all cold there. Like how terrible.
You have to bring your passport to get warm.
Yeah, like genuinely, everybody in Canada has a passport.
Yeah.
Because
you better.
Yeah, like
well, you want to
it's just
take
like
a vacation from America's hat and
it's
go
like,
somewhere with double-digit temperatures.
Yeah,
yeah. It's genuinely weird to not have a passport in Canada.
Yeah, because you can't even like walk down the road to America.
Yeah, but also like 90% of the population of Canada is in that Toronto, north of Michigan area. Like it's all centralized in one or two cities.
There's like the two sectors. I don't know anything about Canada, but
there's the place that's like right above Seattle.
Well, that's like, is that Ontario?
No,
I don't remember. But there's like the French Canadian spot.
What's the one that's above
the Canadian spot?
What's the one that's above Seattle?
Vancouver.
Ah,
that's
yes,
what it is.
Vancouver.
That's a big one.
I almost went there when I was in Seattle.
Yeah,
and then we didn't go there. We went back down to Oregon instead. And then I'm like, after that, it was right after that was COVID. I was like, wow, we're never gonna get to go to Canada ever again.
Never gonna get to go to Canada.
Yeah, well, I'm fine with. It doesn't interest me at all to go somewhere very cold.
Somewhere cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know like what's cool about Canada. Maybe we should look that up someday.
I don't even know if anything's cool about Canada, really.
Yeah, like what? Like just a Google search. Like, why would you live in Canada?
Yeah. Like all the famous Canadians live down here.
Yeah, everybody that's
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Justice Bieber.
Chris Pratt.
Chris, what? Really?
He's Christopher Pratt? I didn't know.
Sure, why not? Canada. You don't know.
He's just a white guy, so I'm sure.
Nicole Kidman.
You could be saying.
Now you're just saying names.
Yeah. Yeah. I would know, like
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
No, he's not. He's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's not.
Oh, Jim Carrey, Seth Rogen, Avril Lavigne, Keanu Reeves.
See, they all live down here, I think.
Celine Dion.
I don't know exactly where they are.
I just Googled famous Canadians.
Okay. So
Keanu Reeves.
Like
Neo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Ryan Gosling, Drake.
Ryan Gosling?
Mike Myers.
Wow. They're all good people. Like, not good people.
So.
Oh, wow. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Really?
According to this one Google search.
You pulling my leg.
So Drake.
Is he a native Canadian?
Let me look.
I don't know how we got here. This is not one of our topics.
No, we're here, though.
It's totally fine.
Yep.
It's totally fine.
Yep. Born in Canada.
Weird.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
All right.
And then when he discovered steroids. And
he's never been on steroids. Stop.
Never, ever been on steroids.
How dare you put that on him?
You know what I learned about?
Yeah, that's what an all-natural 50-year-old looks like.
You know what I knew about our the area I just moved to?
What?
It has a clinic nearby. That because one of the guys that used to have
Clinic for roids?
a tattoo shop near there. He's like, oh yeah, I know where you live. Like, he's like, where'd you move to? I was like, oh, I live with this person. He's like, oh yeah, I know where that person lives. He's like, my tattoo shop was right over there, and then I moved it because it has a bunch of homeless people because there's a methadone clinic. And I was like, what's that? And he's like, that's where you go to get like basically prescription
Meth.
drugs and like
Prescription meth.
like drugs, real bad drugs when you're coming off of when you're trying.
It's like nicotine gum
yeah,
for meth.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's wild.
So I drove by today. And Christy wanted Starbucks, so we were just driving by, and I was like, hey Christy, can you look that place up really quick? And she's like, why? And I had the name, like the company name, and I was like, look up these 5 letters in our city.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, okay, and looks it up because I saw the line of people outside, and I was like, I think this is the place.
Those look like those kind of people.
I think this is the place. And then she looked it up. She's like, what rehab facility? I was like, yep, that's the place.
That is the rehab facility.
It's
That
not
is where you
it's not like a rehab
go for
facility.
rehab.
This is just where you line up and get
Free drugs.
unaddicted with a different addicting
Yeah.
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Government.
Well, like, because my neighbor at my old place, she smoked like a chimney, and even more. And while she was playing her radio at like concert volume at 2:00 in the morning, she never slept ever.
Oh, jeez.
So it was just like living as the roof of a cannabis factory.
That's horrible.
And so there's just this plume. You would open your window and just this cloud
Well, it even
would
goes
come
through
in.
your drywall.
So I wasn't even that shocked when I met her, and I was like, "Oh, hello, nice to meet you. I think we're neighbors." And she said hello back, and she had about 1.5 teefers.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay. Now I understand. Like I feel like I knew them better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that explains the plume of smoke and the
yeah.
very active city nightlife.
Yeah. It's not actually like Christy looked it up deeper, and I was like, okay, what drug is that? Like, what is that? And it's like, well, it's this drug, this drug, this drug. It's not actually meth. It's a it takes away the want for meth. And I was like, so they put you on a different, very addictive drug to take you away from that drug. But
Yeah.
it's,
But that one they make
You got to
money
wean
on.
them off. Yeah, exactly.
That's-
Because you're paying them now.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
paying the company, not a drug dealer.
Yeah.
So
It's fine as
Yeah.
long as it's a drug company.
yes.
Because the
exactly.
drug company pays taxes and the drug dealer doesn't. So
Yeah.
the drug dealer's bad.
Yes, exactly. Not the drug dealer building. The guy on the side of the road's bad, not the building is bad. I see. So, yeah. I don't know anything about them. I don't know if they do good stuff or bad stuff,
I could tell you.
I could tell. We should have Josiah go into the methadone clinic and let's.
Hello, I would like some.
I'm jonesing.
I have a jonesing for some drug, and also paraphernalia.
In your collared shirt with all your teeth,
yes.
they're gonna be like, get out. Just,
Get out of here.
you're not our clientele.
I'll like make sure I do my hair really nice and. Hello, my name is Miguel, and I am here for drug help. Help me with my addiction.
You know what? I really hope they help Miguel because if not, that's discriminatory. But
I identify as someone who's addicted to meth.
yes, if
Fight
you don't
me.
if you don't walk out of there with just an orange bottle filled to the brim with whatever on earth they're shilling,
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't understand that. I didn't know that was in our area, and then I also didn't understand that that was a thing. I knew there was like the weed clinics because like weed had become legal in our area.
Yeah, it's like cool to have a weed clinic nearby.
Yeah. I work at a couple of facilities on the side, and they're right behind the weed clinic.
Oh yeah.
And then Christy's like, "Are you really working there or there?" And I'm like, She's joking, obviously, but it's our little joke now that I'm secretly
You're secretly Miguel.
yeah, I'm an engineer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know. You guys were here. Josiah, I don't know if you had to live through it, but we just got like punched in the face with like a once in a century hurricane on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, I was
Once
I
in a
was in
century.
Idaho and I heard about it. We were all
Every 100 years,
we were all concerned.
we get
for
enough
the
hot water
California.
from up south.
I'd never been in a hurricane before.
Did you say up south?
Like it comes up. The warm water comes up from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
We got it from down south up here.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
The warm water came up north from the south.
Up south. Go ahead.
And so I'm like, well, gosh, I'm looking at all my dwelling, my domicile, my edifice,
Your home.
and whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, if this is actually going to be a good rain, because when it actually hit us this spring and we got like 10 years worth of rain and in a month and it just poured, I'm like, I wasn't around 100 years ago when we got the last hurricane. So, how do we do this? And last time, so before I had my gutters, I had the series of 55-gallon drums
Oh, yeah.
lined up outside of my patio that I would get to bail water out of with Tupperware. That was super fun. That was solution one. That was like the beta test, right? It was a good ab workout to sit there
And
and,
then you
do
were
a,
like,
a crunch
This
and
is bad.
and just start heaving water one cup at a time into the planter.
Just a wild man.
You just flung 55 gallons of water all over the backyard.
Man, it'd be fun to like watch Justin do that.
So now, after that, the first thing I did after that, I said, "We're getting gutters." So I got my beautiful gutters, right, all over the house.
They're great.
And then the whole back of the gutter empties out, like all of the patios and everything all collect onto one gutter to the side of the patio.
Yeah.
You only have one exit for all the water?
I think there's one on the other side. Like there's one on the side of the house. There's one on the side of the house, but the one on the back has one out.
Crazy.
Got it.
Thus, all of that water that would come off the side or off the back of the patio into the 55-gallon drums, all of it would now focus itself out the back of that one gutter. And it would hit the grass and just pond. So instead of having it come off the back of the house and pond and flood my patio, it would come correctly out the back of the gutter and pond and flood my patio.
Nice.
So generation 3 now with gutters, knowing that all of it was only coming into one space, I said, I'm gonna perfect it this year.
Nice.
This is gonna be the year, guys. So I built a moat, and it's been working perfectly. Like me, who has never done physical labor, I would say pretty close to ever, maybe twice.
Did you have to go to the store to buy the shovel?
So I borrowed Melissa's shovel. I said,
okay.
I need your shovel. And I wanted to get it. The tree roots kind of form like an artificial hill in the yard.
Oh, yeah.
And if you can get it enough that you're on the other side of the tree roots, then the rest of it can flood into the backyard, and it doesn't matter because you're just getting dirt wet. You're not flooding where you live.
Yeah.
You're flooding ant hills at that point.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see if there was tree root, because the first thing you do, you're like, okay, let's try and trench this thing. So I get about, I get one shovel wide,
Yeah.
and I just start at the gutter, and we're just walking back, and I'm like, I'm going to hit a tree root. I'm going to hit a tree root that's as big as my thigh, and that's going to be the end of this thing, right?
Then you get your saw.
So I get 6 feet out from the gutter. Awesome. No tree roots.
Nice.
I am genius. And they start like hyping up the storm. They're like, it's really going to hit. And I'm like,
So is it raining yet, or is it not? It's dry, right?
I built the first 6 feet out from the house, totally dry. What was that?
might be my car.
Why would your car make that sound?
I don't. It's making a whirring sound lately. 'Cause
That was a crazy sound.
One of the components is going bad in the.
So for the listeners out there, the reason we just stopped talking, there was a wild sound. It
It sounded like
it sounded like there. Imagine someone screaming
as they drive
they
away.
were driving away.
It definitely sounded like somebody like a
needed
poltergeist.
Yeah, like a ghost was screaming in
Calling
their car
out.
driving away from us. That was weird.
That was terrifying, Jordan.
Okay, so
So you dug a trench.
so you take a trench.
So I get the first 6 foot shot away from the house, and I'm like, this is gonna work. And then it starts really coming down, and I'm like, if it fills this right, and I just spent like the afternoon digging the trench, and then I still like if it fills with all the rainwater that's from the whole back of the house, and then it floods my patio with dirt water from the hole I dug.
Nice.
Still stupid,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, that's
So-
true. It's like almost it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, right? But you're pretty sure that if you have enough hole that like it's a dirt bottom hole, the rainwater will fall into the hole. It will
Yeah.
sink into the bottom of the
That's
earth.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually.
But if you just build a 1 foot square, not enough, right?
No.
2 feet square,
Yep.
not enough.
Yep.
So it starts coming down, and I'm watching it, and like everything else is getting really wet, and then it starts to pour, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know how much I want to gamble
Were
with
you like
this.
pacing at this point?
I'm just watching.
Okay.
right? And
Calmly
I'm like,
watching.
I think I want more hole. I want a bigger rainwater drinker.
Yeah.
I need more capacity.
Yeah.
So I head out there with my Fisker's lifetime warranty stainless steel shovel.
Nice.
Right? And I'm like, all right, let's make a left turn on this thing and just start going. And then let's dredge all the rest of it so it's even deeper.
Nice.
Because that's the best time. So I put on my hoodie and sandals to go outside and do some hard work in the rain.
Nice.
In my sandals and cargo shorts.
You don't have any wellies?
I have no wellies.
Huh.
And
Kind of surprising.
Yeah, I have some wellies.
I don't.
they're okay. They don't fit really well. They don't fit my right foot
Oh.
Your
got-
sandals or
you
your
got
wellies?
bunions?
in my wellies. And I'm sitting there, and I'm in the rain now. I dig a second. I fork off to the right, and I do a second 6 feet, even deeper than the first 6 feet,
Nice.
in the pouring rain.
Nice.
And it's filling up as I'm going, right? And so I'll take out a big old scoop of earth, and it's like stacking up next to me, and there's a whole bunch of water too, and it just kind of runs down this big giant muddy like pile of earth. I'm like, all right, gotta keep going. Like if you wimp out now, then all of this
It's fair enough.
isn't worth it.
Yeah.
And as I would open it up, it would suck it out of the front, and it would like run downhill. So I'm like, okay, we're
Nice.
doing the right thing. We just need more.
Yeah.
And let me
Was
tell
it
you,
filling up the hole or like a little? It was like,
it got halfway up.
oh, okay.
So I'm watching it halfway up, and I'm like, so if I go to bed, right? If you go to bed on a hurricane,
Yeah.
and you've seen more than on our previous rainstorm that we had,
Yeah.
right? Multiple 55-gallon drums.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't empty into the earth, but you know that if it's more than one 55-gallon drum, that's 100 gallons you have to empty
Yeah.
into somewhere.
Yep.
So now I'm like, all right, I sure hope, because I'm not going to be digging when I'm sleeping.
Yep.
So came out the next morning, patio bone dry.
Nice.
Let me tell you, my castle protected by my moat, crocodile free.
Nice.
So, my
I
question-
did something I did a thing
Yeah.
So now
with my own 2 hands with no one helping me, and it worked.
That's fabulous. Great job.
First time.
How do you still have the moat?
It's still here.
How long are you going to keep your moat?
I don't know if I want to drop in like the drainage pipe or whatever, but I mean it's there, so you could technically just pipe it into the dirt, or I don't know if I want to have like just a spillway on the side of the house.
So what they do, I watch this old house
Yeah.
a lot, a decent
You got to
amount.
fill it with rocks.
So yeah, you make a big old hole, put a big bucket with holes in it, basically. You put the rocks in there, and then you pipe your gutter straight down in that big hole with rocks in it, basically. And then that just permeates slowly into the earth and just has all this seepage area.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. People will do it for you. You can have a guy do that for you in a day. They do it in this old house. They do it in 28 minutes and 30 seconds exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
28 minutes.
That's how long the show is.
Yeah.
without commercials.
They don't fast forward.
No, that's with commercials.
Yeah,
They do
just in
they do
real
it during
time.
the commercials. Yes.
All right, so we're done digging the hole now.
Yep.
As you can see, the backhoe.
Oh, yeah, you just got to get the
Really
bucket,
chipped
drill
in.
a whole bunch of holes in the bottom of it.
Yep.
On the sides, on the bottom.
Big bucket though. Big bucket.
But don't you wanna-
like take one of your drums?
Yeah.
But you want to keep the water.
No,
you just let it seep into the. You can't
No.
keep the water. That's not allowed.
It's really true. California has a law against saving rainwater.
Yeah, you're not allowed to. That's
Really?
California's
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. It's not your water.
You can't catch it?
Nope. There's a law against that because we're insane here.
No, but you could just use it. You could use it from the sky and water your plants with it.
No,
Nope,
you're
nope.
not allowed to
You have
keep
to
it.
tarp over your plants when it rains.
No, it's allowed to touch. It's allowed to touch your plants naturally. But if you catch it in a bucket and then use it to water your plants, not
Nope,
allowed.
not
That's
allowed.
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
I know.
It is ridiculous.
Because you would save water just by using.
Absolutely.
Because then I'm not turning on my hose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you would think it's a good
They
thing.
they can dump it into the ocean because of a darn fish
Because if you have
that's
like
extinct, but we can't use it ourselves.
If you
when
had
it's free.
the LA River that was concrete, they're
Yes.
allowed to sluice out hundreds of millions of gallons to the ocean.
Yes, from the whole state
Yeah.
because of a fish. All of that water that came down in the fall, Sorry, I'll calm down. That came down in the fall that we saw.
You don't have to. I liked the energy.
All of that water, 80% of it is back in the ocean because of a fish going extinct. And I was like, are you telling me that you guys say that we have a drought and then you throw all of that in the ocean?
I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of like it almost feels pointless.
It feels on purpose.
It's almost like they want to have a drought for some reason.
Your water's gonna get charged more. Oh, wonder why.
Yeah.
You have to manage it, and you're not managing, and then you're charging me more. Sorry. Keep going, Justin, about your remote.
but
fine.
But honestly, the fact that it never filled all the way up, it's basically an infinite like rain eater.
Yeah, because the
And now-
California's water table isn't full, so it's some thirsty ground here.
Do we even have a water table? Really?
It's there, but
It's there.
on the other hand of that same problem, in Idaho, my backyard, if I water my lawn for more than like my backyard, the lawn in my backyard is kind of concave a little bit.
Yeah.
There is a drain in the middle of it,
Oh, interesting.
but it doesn't go out anywhere. It's just a drain that goes down into the water table.
Oh, it's the big rock pit. That
It's
Justin
not a rock
means.
pit. It's just like the water table is only 8 feet below my house. So
Is
it's
it-
an 8-foot hole that just goes down. Like if you take the cap off, you just see water down
Are
there.
you serious?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So it just drains down into the water table.
You could lose a child down there.
It's a small drain,
You
but
could lose a tiny child in there.
I could lose a lizard.
Yeah.
Like, you know how kids flush their toys down the toilet and
Yeah,
stuff when they're
they'll-
little?
it'll just
Josiah and Jedi start just hucking their toys down
it'll
the...
be gone forever.
It goes in the table.
Yeah, it'll just
Yeah.
go to the bottom. If it sinks, if
Yeah,
it floats, it'll just be right there.
If you guys are going to hit the tree with a pickaxe,
Yeah.
Josiah and Jedi are definitely going to toss
They can fish.
anything they could
fish
find.
in there.
Yeah, so the water table's right there, and if I water my lawn for more than like 4 minutes,
Why do you have to water your lawn, really? You know?
Yeah, just let the roots get all the way down there.
Just
If I water it for more than 4 minutes, my backyard floods.
what?
Just because it just fills up. Like the ground is not that thirsty at my
4
house.
minutes?
Yep, genuinely. If I'll do it and send you a video. I'll like turn on the sprinklers and then set a timer, and 4 minutes later, they'll like the drain will be full, and it'll just start flooding.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
And do you have a well? Can you put a well in?
I could.
Are we allowed to do wells if we're not allowed to catch rainwater here?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You probably have to get a permit.
Oh my gosh.
I could put a well in though.
Yeah, you should
Well-
put a well in.
Well,
could.
since
You just put it in the drain.
Yeah, genuinely, the water. I wouldn't even have to dig. The digging's already done.
Just put a hose in and suck hard enough.
Put a pump on the end
Yeah.
of the hose.
well, Jordan can't catch rainwater in a bucket.
Yep.
But 1 out of every 10 drops of water in the entire state of California, 1 out of every 10 drops.
Okay,
In
that's
our-
like 10% of the
in,
water.
in our drought-ridden desert we took a desert. We took somewhere that was a desert when we found it, and
Yeah.
we put 30 million people in it, and we're like, there's not very much water here.
Yeah.
There wasn't when we started. 1 out of every 10 drops of water, just for almonds in California. The whole rest of the state
Yep.
gets the other 90% of water,
I
just
know, but
right
they're
off the top.
They're also complaining about the farmers. Like, oh, you guys use too much water. I'm pretty sure we need food, people. Don't complain about the farmers. Just make it work. Stop throwing it away.
Stop putting it in the ocean.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
then we
literally-
also have the like desalination plants.
Yes.
That are pulling it back out of the ocean and
Yes.
spending a whole bunch of electricity to get all the salt out
And
of
we
it.
don't even do enough of those.
No.
I think we have one.
We have one.
We have one.
Well, we have one serious one. There's a couple other small ones.
yeah,
but like
no,
there's
one like
one real one.
Yeah.
But it
One.
takes so much energy to get the salt out of the water.
Yeah.
And then we have an electricity shortage.
Yeah. Yeah. And Josiah moved out. So he's
There,
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually care. I say we, but
Josiah's like
it's you guys.
Josiah's like my registration for my vehicle is $20 every 5 years, and I'm like, ooh,
Pretty close. It,
they're
it
actually
was 60
getting
for 5 years.
nice.
they're getting really, really good at nuclear fusion. Like it's approaching a point where it's not just an experiment anymore. It's an actual usable.
They're gonna have like small units outside of like companies.
I mean, I'm pretty excited that they're going to make something that its exhaust is just water. Mm-hmm. But they're close.
they're very all the energy stuff is doing very well.
I think nuclear fusion, which again is the limiting factor on so much of this other cool stuff, because if you have like so many
Unlimited
beaches,
power.
so many beaches now are being eroded even by if you need a hydroelectric power plant like the Hoover Dam or something.
Yeah.
All of those minerals that come through that river and feed the beaches,
Yeah.
that all dries up. So now you have to put a big giant concrete seawall like you do on the East Coast. But if power is rapidly abundant, then all of this like artificial scarcity of like desalinization and everything,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you could do ridiculous things. Like they had airplanes that would fly with a nuclear reactor, and there was 2 models, and this is before fusion. So they used a nuclear fission reactor. So think about it, like you know how they have the electric helicopters, the drones, and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Imagine this. So they made a plane that would use the nuclear power plant to basically make hot air, make a jet engine fly.
Yeah.
So they had 2 plans, and one of them it wasn't as good because they had they basically had a nuclear power plant inside of a big giant steel box. And that steel box, the wall of it would touch the area that was the combustion area for the jet. But it made it really heavy to have all of this steel.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, the first thing we want to do when we fly is we get lighter. So what they did was they let the nuclear fuel come in direct contact with the air. Worked much better without the big giant heavy steel box. Very cool plane.
I think that means the guy's gonna die.
You basically crop dusted everything that was behind you with nuclear waste.
Yeah.
But like imagine if we did the same thing. If we don't have that nuclear fart spreader just like killing everything behind it, then we do that with fusion. Literally everything. It packs utopia, world peace in a day.
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
Yep.
And that just
They're-
and it
they're
all
getting
it all starts with Justin building a moat.
Yeah.
That's what it started with.
Yep.
At least this conversation.
Yeah. It's funny. But good job on your moat, Justin.
Great job.
I'm very absolutely
We'll see what I
impressed.
build next.
I think we should build your rock hole like Josiah has. You can make your own water table.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Just do underground storage of water.
Yeah.
How about that? Then they walk up and don't even know it's happening.
They won't even know.
No, that's the drain. That's the drain to the rock thing. It's fine. And
Yeah.
it's just a giant vat. It's a pool.
Yeah.
Underground.
They have an underground pool.
Underground pool,
Yeah.
sealed perfectly. You have your pool guy come, make sure it's pH balanced every month.
Sure.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's okay to have a pool, right?
Underground.
No, but it's okay to own a pool.
Yeah.
And if it rains on the pool,
Yep. It's illegal.
you could catch rain in your pool.
You're not allowed to use the pool water to water your plants, though.
You're not allowed to use the pool
Well,
water.
because then you're catching and storing rainwater to water your plants.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And you kill all your plants with the chlorine.
Yeah, the chlorine doesn't help.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll think of a way.
Yeah, but great job. I'm very impressed. This is the most in the hard work category. This is the most I've been impressed with Justin.
Well, it's also the only hard work he's ever done.
He's done
I could.
some.
This is the most successful. Okay,
Yeah.
so the first idea before I had gutters was I took an entire piece of PVC pipe,
Mm-hmm.
a 4-inch PVC pipe, put a T valve on it, a T splitter on it,
Yeah.
cut it in half so that it was like a trough,
You really did this?
And then
you made
used-
your own gutter?
used a second piece of PVC to kind of tip it up to prop it up against my house.
Yeah.
And then I was going to angle it, right? So it kind of it would come off the house and go down,
Yeah.
get caught and fall in the right direction.
Yeah.
Horrifying failure.
Yeah.
Like split multiple pieces of PVC, wasted, garbage, no good.
Yeah.
The T-splitter, wasted. All of it, because it would just hit
It's like
the
you
side
could
of
have
the
just
house.
bought a piece of gutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably cheaper to buy gutter.
Yes. So
Yeah.
then the next
That's
year
in
when
the
I
back
just
of the store.
when I just got a gutter,
Yeah. And you got a gutterman.
yeah, I got a gutterman.
Yeah.
What was your gutterman's name?
I think it was like Devin or something.
Nice.
Devin the Gutterman.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dev.
Yeah.
No, they did great.
You got some good gutters now, so that's good.
So we'll see.
You
To
should-
be continued.
You shouldn't have told me this makeshift gutter PVC pipe story.
Yeah,
I
that
was on
that
a
was
high
pretty
of being
embarrassing.
impressed with Justin, and
Yeah.
then you knocked yourself
Well,
down.
no, I'm saying that didn't work. So
Yeah.
now we found something
You
that
did
does.
learn though. You did learn.
You did actually.
Learning
My-
is key.
Pivot.
Successive generations of this thing have
Yeah.
now perfected
Prototyping is
in my
necessary.
in my infinite trench of.
You saying you cut a PVC pipe in half made my stomach hurt.
That's pretty wild. Like, how would you even do that?
I'm like, you don't even have the proper equipment to do
What
that.
did you try to do it with? A handsaw?
No, I didn't try with a handsaw. I took my skill saw and I just beefed that thing. Just,
Oh my gosh.
You took his skill saw,
just went right through it.
and
Probably with an old wood blade,
definitely.
coarse.
Oh, it was
teeth.
definitely a wood blade. He doesn't.
He's
he
just
doesn't
melting.
He doesn't know how to change the blade.
No,
Oh
so when I changed the blade because there was old metal trash in my backyard, and I got my metal blade that will dull, mind you. When you get this will cut metal and wood blades
Oh, gosh.
from Home Depot.
Yeah.
When it says metal and wood, it means it'll cut metal for a little while.
Twice.
Yeah. You get like one or two.
And when it starts to get dull,
That means it can do a staple.
oh my gosh, well, if you thought you could get deaf before, the metal on metal shriek
Oh gosh.
of that saw. But I did the PVC pipe did not shriek, unlike the metal garbage that was getting chopped
So
up.
when you were trying to cut vertically or long ways down
Long ways.
the length
Oh my gosh.
of an 8-foot PVC pipe,
yeah,
was this just 100% handheld, or did you have a clamp helping you hold it still or anything?
yeah, I had to.
How were you even what were you even doing? Was it on a
You
clamp?
don't even know.
Did you
I
get
don't
out your
even know.
sawhorses and clamp it?
How do you?
Yes.
Okay.
So once you lock
you
into your
floating
sawhorses,
abo-
you could do whatever the heck you want to it.
No, you can't. Oh.
He locked it down to those sawhorses with those clamps.
Yeah.
And walked over to the edge of it and just started going.
Yes.
That's horrifying.
And then you
Wow.
flip it over. You've already got one slot in it. Flip it over. Do the other one. If there's any little, scragglers, just
You're
take
saying
it out.
it in defense of yourself, but it didn't work.
It did, but cutting the pipe wasn't the hard part. Making the rain go in it was.
Oh my gosh.
But we don't do that anymore.
Why
we
didn't you
have
just take
our
some drywall
infinite gutter
screws and-
trench.
Jam that pipe right onto the side of your house and make it gutters. You were halfway there.
Oh, so bad.
Oh gosh,
This is awful.
Justin, that's so bad.
All right, I have news.
You have news.
Tell me.
I have news.
Okay.
Here
Hit
it is.
me.
So, McDonald's. Okay.
Tell me about
Are
the
you
Mickey
familiar?
D's.
McDonald's is opening a new food establishment.
Okay.
Is it called Fancy McBubbles?
No, I would have lawyers already.
Josiah be stepping up like, hey,
Oh my god, there would be no question.
are you kidding me?
This story would be about how I am in court with McDonald's.
I am litigating.
Right now. I'd be
state
recording
federal
from the
court.
courtroom. No, it is called Cosmix,
What?
like
What?
Cosmix, but
Cosmix?
Mix like McDonald's.
Oh, like cosplay, but
No, like Cosmix.
like you dress up as the McBurglar
yes,
and you get
yes,
to-
kind of like that because it started after their wild success with the Grimace Shake.
yeah.
Because they realized that people were really into the idea of like themed things with their old characters.
That they love
So they're
sugar.
making a space-themed McDonald's restaurant
What?
called Cosmix.
Is
With the French fry alien
So
things?
did they just buy the Star Wars? What was that place called that got shut down?
Oh,
Galaxy's
gosh.
Edge?
Did they just buy Galaxy Edge?
Oh
and
my
they're
gosh,
like,
that'd
oh
be
look,
the best.
McDonald's.
Hey, they like hung some hamburgers from
Yes.
the walls.
Yeah.
It's McDonald's, I promise. Yeah, so McDonald's. There's very little information about it out on the web. There's a lot of speculation, but there is some speculation that it will actually be a sit-down McDonald's restaurant.
Really?
Yes.
How much is everything going to cost now?
No idea. Don't care.
$20 burger.
But their first store is set to open sometime towards the end of 2024. So we have some time.
Because are they doing poorly? It seems like McDonald's is going to do poorly
Like
Besides
with
with the
this
shake.
or
No.
in general.
in general.
I don't think they're doing poorly.
Okay.
I haven't looked into their stock at any time recently.
I don't even know if they have stock.
They have stock. They're definitely publicly traded. Come on.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, now I'm going to look it up.
But it just seems it seems like since they started doing the fancier McDonald's locations, no play places, and just random stuff and expensive burgers, I feel like they went down. They may have came back up because they did bring their 2 cheeseburger menu item back on the menu, or back to a number that's
Yeah.
not like 14.
Just know your audience. Know
Yeah.
your place.
Yeah, always know your place.
Yep. On the month, McDonald's is having a bad month.
But year over
For their
year,
stock.
they're not doing
But
so bad.
over a 6-month period, they're doing good.
What about
Over a
5
year,
year?
over a 5 year, they're doing good.
Okay.
Their max all time is insane, but that's ridiculous because that's all the way back in the 90s, and of course
Yeah.
they're doing better than that.
That's what I'm thinking is like once we hit the 2010s when they started doing just like we're going to be fancy McDonald's. It's like where were they headed? I don't know if that was the best. Once they started tearing down play places, really.
2010.
Yeah. I don't know if that's
Let's
accurate,
see.
but
Oh well, then I don't know.
it
But
just
yeah,
feels accurate.
they've been trending up. They only had a couple of really big down spikes.
okay.
One was in like March of 2020, so
Yeah,
COVID.
everything down.
And then the other one was like I don't know. They really haven't had any other big ones.
okay. Well,
so they're doing fine.
doing fine. Okay.
McDonald's is fine. They're an
Okay.
establishment.
So it's opening 2024.
Yep.
And it's going to be space themed.
It's going to be space themed.
So is it like Pizza Planet? But
I
like,
don't. There is no information about it. I just saw that there is a new McDonald's. They're calling it a restaurant,
Okay.
but you could call any McDonald's a restaurant.
Yeah.
But there is people that think it is going to be an actual sit down establishment, and you better believe you'll hear more about this.
Yeah.
There will be updates to follow, especially if this thing is turning into a sit down McDonald's restaurant.
And they're probably going to put one somewhere near us.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be one in Southern California.
Yeah.
There just will.
Everything is.
That is the best
Or
part about Southern California.
It'll be Vegas, and we're
and
not
there's,
far.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's very few things that aren't in Southern California or Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like within like 3 hours from here.
Yep.
Find me one thing that isn't 3 hours from here. You know.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is a huge announcement for McDonald's.
Yep.
Go ahead, Justin.
I did. I had an epiphany.
Epiphany.
I did while you were
Talking about McDonald's.
That's one of their menu items.
and you did say, you said they should use the Galactic Star Cruiser
yeah.
hotel
Yeah.
that is now shutting down in September.
Yep.
Okay, so I found. So you know how the fans are not consuming like any.
Man, I shouldn't have
Any-
mentioned Star
any-
Wars. I'm sorry,
any-
everybody.
Remember when last episode we did a whole episode without talking about Star Wars
Yeah,
or Marvel?
I mentioned.
I'm not gonna talk about
sorry.
Star Wars.
It's my fault.
I
It actually
found
is.
okay. So this is something the community could all gather around.
Star Wars community.
The Star Wars community that's
Okay, he's
spending
not
no
gonna-
money on Disney anything.
He's not talking about Star Wars.
Okay, us, the community.
Yes.
we could all start a GoFundMe
Yep.
to buy the Galactic Star Cruiser building and all
Yeah.
the props intact.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
Yep.
And turn it into a museum.
Better. We could turn the Galactic Star Cruiser into a gigantic rage room.
Oh,
Wouldn't last very long.
I think Bob Iger's already had that reserved as his rage room.
But I mean, how perfect would that be?
He just goes in there
or
once
we
a
just
month.
turn it into a hotel, but make it
Affordable.
affordable.
Yeah, and not terrible. They don't sleep in bunks; they sleep in normal beds,
Yeah.
but just space themes around them, and they have a cool screen that shows space. They just have normal amenities, and also it looks like a ship.
Yeah, it's just like a cool
You don't
hotel.
have to sleep in a bunk bed.
Honestly,
Sorry.
how much fun would the community have if everybody banded together on a GoFundMe, bought the Galactic Star Cruiser,
Yeah.
just
How
to
much is it worth?
destroy it?
Yeah, it would be really cool if you could get it, if they were like going to demolish it, and basically we just bought.
Isn't it in Disneyland, Disney World?
I have no idea.
Where is it?
I
think
couldn't
it's
even
in
tell you.
Disney World.
If they were just going to tear it down, we just like bought the rights to the building, like we just rented it.
We're just leasing the building.
Yeah, we're just leasing it until you guys destroy it. But we like we're helping. We're pre-destroying.
That would be some excellent. I think it would really do a lot to heal, a lot of the community.
I think this idea goes farther. I think this is a great idea.
Because Disney is already
For
destroying their own
any-
brand. Why won't they let us help them destroy their brand?
But yeah, this idea that Justin has had to turn the Star Wars hotel into a rage room, I think goes farther. Because you could do this. Anyone could do this with their building. Mm-hmm. You just turn, like, oh, hey, my building is scheduled to be demolished to make something better here. Mm-hmm. You just turn it into a temporary rage room. And just, like, let people get in there. And
Well,
just,
then they go too far, though.
Well, if the whole thing is being demolished,
Well,
like,
oh yeah. Well, like Vegas casinos and everything, it just takes too long. They just get everything out and then they just blow it
that's
up.
true. I guess they're trying to just make room for the new thing and
Yeah.
get it over with.
Like,
But-
imagine if you're
Anything
the,
that's actually being demoed is being like, okay, we have a full schedule, and it's being like, bump, 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 demo this day.
Imagine if you're the neighborhood Bed Bath and Beyond or the neighborhood Toys R Us. You
Yep.
know, like that thing's never coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would just have to not like actually smash like the walls and stuff because
Yeah.
somebody else could lease the building.
Yeah. Exactly. They're still looking for people to lease it.
Still to this
Still.
day.
That's
Looking.
wild.
Yeah. Yep. They are willing because it's not necessarily Toys R Us that owns the property.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to rent out a Toys R Us parking lot and possibly the Toys R Us inside for storage, bathrooms, and all that.
But they were
for
just
an
renting
event.
from the landlord.
They're just renting. So they're called a anchor store.
Yeah.
On the map. I think it's an anchor store.
Yeah, so the other
that's what
sucky
it's
stores could saddle up around them.
Yes, they're the big ones that bring people into that area. So they're called an anchor store. And when those wipe out, I was like, hey, can I rent your parking lot for an event and the inside? And they were like, yeah. Well, but I'm not talking to Toys R Us anymore. Toys R Us left.
Yeah.
They're gone. They're only
They
in
have nothing
New York.
to do with the property.
Yeah, and then they're just like, here, yeah, I'm talking to the landlord of that property, and they were giving me a sweet deal, but we didn't end up doing the event.
Oh man, that would be the best brand in the world to buy.
Yeah.
If I'm a millionaire, I'm gonna buy Toys R Us.
Okay, I'll get you there. We'll go fund you to a millionaire.
We'll just go fund me. We'll buy
Make
back Toys
Justin
R
a
Us.
millionaire to buy Toys R Us brand. You could probably buy it for like $20 now.
Well, like
Yeah, I wonder how much the IP of Toys R Us
like-
is worth.
like Lowe's bought the entire Craftsman brand for $1 million.
Well, Sears,
The entire Craftsman brand
yeah,
for just $1 million.
yeah. Sears is in.
I want to buy
Garbage.
Toys R Us for $1 million.
Yeah, you could probably do it. I think they only have one store. Maybe more by now. I don't know.
Like how much do you think they do in business a year? Like nothing.
Toys R Us in that one
I know
store?
they just, what is it, Macy's?
Yeah.
Just opened up like little pop-up Toys R Us's in all of their stores.
Really? Oh, so it's like Sephora's.
And like Kohl's has their toy department. Now Macy's has their toy department.
Oh.
But it's Toys R Us in Macy's.
Okay, so they're already trying to rebuild.
Yeah, they're
good.
trying to rebuild.
Okay.
I mean, please keep trying.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it die.
Yeah, that giraffe was fantastic.
I out of all the things, out of all the spots I've lost, like Oi is gone and Bruxy is gone and Smashburger's gone and like
We definitely got better things out of those deals, though.
everywhere that I like closes. Out
Urban
of all of
Tacos
them,
is great.
all of them, I want Toys R Us back.
Urban Tacos is great compared to, whatever you just mentioned, Bruxy. So, yeah, these are all local things.
So
Who's going to tell their next story?
So, my wife Jennifer is the first brain nerd to do a tattoo.
Oh no way!
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, she did it.
Nice.
Yep,
It's really random.
Let me
super
see
random.
the picture. Oh, on her neck. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a picture of my foot on her neck. It's really
What?
That's beautiful.
I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing I could think of. None of that's true.
Oh.
It's just a little thing on her wrist. It just says the word grace. But yeah, she's the first one. She did it,
Nice.
and now she has opened the floodgates.
Nice.
Now everyone has a tattoo.
Nice.
Not true. It wouldn't surprise me if she's the only one ever. But
She hasn't seen the one on my butt.
no, I haven't either.
Yeah, because we were all going to get our initials.
Yeah,
Or our numbers.
is what we were going to do.
Not initials. That'd be pointless.
It would be. We would all just have JB on our butts.
Yeah.
Which we could still do. I mean, that'd be weird, but
Yeah, we were all going to do our numbers.
I mean, I don't know how many people were actually serious about that. I don't think Jordan was ever actually seriously considering.
It's one
that.
of those things that if everyone was going to do it, like if we were all lined up and all committed,
Yeah, like
If
we were
everybody's in,
if everybody's in,
do you care how big
I would just
everybody
care-
else does it? Like, because if somebody else does it in like 12-point type,
it
do you
depends
still do
on-
it?
It depends on how big 12 points going to come out,
Like if it's normal, like newspaper, if it was like the size of newspaper type, and somebody got just like,
If we all did that,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Like,
Like,
that's so small.
yeah.
No, but I'm saying if everybody else is going to do like inch big letters, and one person says, "I want to do it tiny," but they still do it. They're
Nah,
still
we still
participating.
everybody's got to be the same.
You
It
got
has
to
to
do
be
the same
matchers.
font.
They all have to match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a set.
So if
we could take a picture
everybody was
together.
down, I would definitely do it.
100%. I'd be the first in line. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, you're number
So you
4, so you'd be 4th in line.
So essentially, if
the guy,
And
the tattoo artist can't keep track of like.
Yeah, it's true. We
Numbering.
wouldn't want to leave it up to him to remember which one he's
But
doing.
I do know a guy. He'd be very willing.
so
Do you think he would?
Oh yeah, yeah. He might charge us extra, but he'd be very willing.
so
Yeah. Go ahead, Justin.
I think
if
there's only
everybody
one
else
brother.
gets in,
There's only one brother that wouldn't.
Jordan does it.
No,
No,
I don't even think
Jordan's not the heart. Jordan's not the roadblock.
I'm not the roadblock.
The eldest brother is the roadblock.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he says yes, we go
Sure.
off to the shop.
I don't think it's like. I mean.
Just
I mean, this is legally binding. This is on the podcast.
numbered butts tomorrow.
Yeah. And even if we wanted to just all do 12 point, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to agree on like a size and a font and
I was
Everybody's
definitely thinking
comfortable
around
with
an
this.
inch, you know,
yeah.
an inch per number or
I mean, that's pretty small, but
Something tasteful.
Yeah.
A sans serif.
no.
You know,
No.
Helvetica. I've really always enjoyed Target's numbers.
I think we should do like we should do copperplate.
That is the suckiest. That is the stupidest.
I've never even heard of that font.
I was just trying to pick a font I knew Justin wouldn't like.
Copperplate Gothic is what you use when you're trying to use something fancy, but like bold as sin.
Yeah.
I want this to be very, very ridiculously bold. Like I want to use impact, but I want it to have serifs because I'm a lady, you know,
And it's like
elegant, but
Copperplate's
way
like,
too loud.
Copperplate's very it's a very like bold font, but like the little serifs on it are just like razor thin. It's almost like they're not there.
I don't even know what
It's
a serif is.
Copperplate
serif
Gothic
is
is the
like-
Chesterton Underbite the Fourth yelling.
Serifs are these
All the
little like
time.
lines that come off the edges of the letters.
I learned a new thing today.
That's called a serif.
And
So a serif font is this. A sans serif font is a font
Without-
sans
Yeah.
without
Or sans.
the serif.
The serifs.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
interesting.
Now you know. The more you know.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Because you don't even know.
I didn't even know.
Yep.
I never claimed to be a fontman.
But yeah, so if we could get the eldest brother on board, I think we'd be there. I think the middlest Brainerd.
He's wanted one all his life, and then Mom said, "No, we're gonna.
Yeah,
if you get one in
he-
this house, I'll kick you out."
Yeah, he wouldn't.
and
he
no
wouldn't
one
be the
wanted
issue.
to play with Mom's bluff. See if she, you're bluffing Mom.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think she would.
That's still one to this day.
You know
that
what?
I'm not sure if it was a bluff or not.
I'm going to call out the middleist Brainerd. The fact, as many times as he wanted to push our parents' buttons and make sure, like, as many times as he made sure to just spread his teenage angst all over the place, that was where he was like, nah.
Yeah, but that one.
That was where
like,
Mom
I'm going
drew
to
the
chicken
line.
out of that one.
Imagine doing that one because you were a teenager and wanted to prove yourself, but then you realize that decision is an actual, like, that's a permanent decision that your mom is saying she'll kick you out of the house about.
Yeah.
You can't, like, no takebacks. Like, you got kicked out of the house permanently.
Yeah.
But
And
if you
that's-
get a
and that-
tattoo that's like a freckle,
No,
right?
and that's what Mom's like. That's what her line was too. So Jacob pushes everyone's buttons all the time, and then Mom goes, "Okay, you push my buttons, but if you do this one thing, I'm gonna kick you out of the house." And then you're like, "Well, I could do everything else." Yeah, you could do everything else.
And all that other stuff.
Yeah,
Not this.
not this. That's where she drew the line. And I'm like, well,
So you know what?
No one actually.
Now that we're all according to our own recognizance on this here earth,
Josiah got out of the house twice, so
we're going.
yeah.
We're it's gonna happen. We will
I mean, to
go
be
on.
fair, I moved out of that house 3 times. So,
You know what?
mean,
There's always time
He's like,
for
I
a
already
fourth.
hard to get kicked out. Can't get kicked out a fourth time.
Yeah.
I live like 700 miles away, so
Yeah.
I'm chilling.
That's when it was like, all right, I could do this. Could get a tattoo now.
Yeah, I had to move my wife 600 miles away so she could get a tattoo.
I'm telling you.
But yeah,
That'll
so
be funny.
just convince the oldest Brainerd and we'll be there.
All
Did
right.
she get that with all her sisters?
No.
Was it a sister thing? Usually sisters
they
do.
didn't get like matching, but one of her sisters did come to visit,
And
and they
that's
went
when-
together.
I
but it
knew it.
wasn't matching at all.
But they did go together.
They did go together. I mean, Jenny was not going to go by herself.
No, but they went to Tattoos R Us down the street.
Yeah,
To get the like Idaho's native tattoo.
yeah.
says Grace.
Yeah.
Grace for cowgirls, you know?
Yeah.
Is there cowgirls up there?
Yes.
Okay.
There's lots of rodeos and stuff.
Got it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it sure does.
Sure does.
All right, Jordan, why don't you do one?
I do one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan, your turn now.
My turn.
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
transition we're doing for this piece of the show.
So I was at the dinner table.
Oh. What were you eating?
I don't know. Whatever
All right.
Christy made that night.
Oh.
Because that's what I eat.
So
Was
you
it
were
good?
eating just food.
Lumpia.
Lumpia, Diniguan. Who knows?
Just
Yeah.
one cube of food.
I know. It's always delicious food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
but
full-
the,
she's-
for the
I wasn't-
purpose-
I wasn't
for the
saying it wasn't
purposes of the
tasty.
story,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was a food cube.
Yeah, sure.
I wasn't
She's-
even saying it
she's-
wasn't tasty.
She's feeding
I was
Liam,
just describing
Liam
the
and
shape.
she's feeding
Delicious
Liam and I
food cube.
something delicious, as always. And
Does Liam eat what you eat?
yeah, now he does. She chops it up. She puts it in his bowl, takes scissors, goes chop, 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 because he's a baby still. He's not even 1.5 yet. So.
Speaking of what Liam eats, Josiah. Mm-hmm. So we were at a birthday party the other day, and I see Liam, right. I'm
And
eating my cake.
I was
and ice
not
cream,
there. I was at work. To set
and
the
I'm like,
stage.
I see Liam, and I look at my plate of ice cream, and I'm like, well, I mean,
Hang on. Pause.
yeah.
Plate of ice cream?
That's what my brain twitched a little on.
I can't go any farther until we address. Did you actually have a plate?
Did you at least have cake
Yeah,
with it too?
yeah.
'Cause that's
Okay, ice cream
acceptable.
is acceptable if there's cake with it on a plate.
Yeah.
But if you just had ice cream alone by itself on a plate,
But also, he's not the host of the party, so you kind of do whatever the host gives you.
no, I would still ask for a bowl.
You would decline and ask for a bowl.
I mean, depends on who it was, but like, yeah. If
Imagine
it was,
if they were like foreign and handing you a bowl of ice cream.
like
on a
who?
plate.
I need a name to really do this. In
Imagine if they were like Chinese and handing you a
a plate of ice cream.
Plate of ice cream.
I would. I might, depending on who it was and my relationship to them, I might ask if they had a bowl.
Okay.
You can't eat ice cream off a plate.
Besides that rude over a plate of ice cream.
I can't.
Somebody hands Josiah a plate of ice cream, and he just slaps it
just-
down out of their hand. Just
Get
slaps
outta
it
here.
straight to the
No,
earth.
You
slap
know
it
what? I'm
up
going home.
So it goes on them.
Yeah, you slap in their face like a party gag because it's a plate of ice cream.
Yeah, like what? This is clearly a joke, right?
I didn't like that Justin said plate of ice cream either because
Okay,
it's
you
not
can
a
go now.
proper sentence. But
Yeah.
So I'm
least
sitting
it's not
there,
rude.
and I see Liam, and I'm like, oh man. Well, he already had his 1-year-old birthday party. I think to myself, and he already had cake at his 1-year-old birthday party, right? So I'm like,
So he's allowed to eat cake and ice cream.
he's already had cake. So it's that bridge has already been crossed. Like
Yep.
you can't unring that bell.
Yeah, that's what they say about cake.
So I get a big old heaping spoon of vanilla ice cream, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the best day. And just into the craw it goes, just right in there.
Well, yeah, because he knew what it was. He was like, yes.
He knows anything from Uncle Justin is gonna be better than anything from Mom and Dad. Anything.
If I'm holding it up, it means it's good.
If he's going, hey, Liam,
Maybe
come here.
this is a really great way to trick Liam into like loving broccoli or something.
No, we've just given him everything that you should be eating and just told him to eat it and finish it, and any other thing that he wants isn't an option. And when he says, no, I don't want this, and I say, fine. And I say, obviously, you're not hungry enough for your bottle when you go to bed. And he's like, well, hold on. I'll eat that. I'll eat whatever's on my plate right now if I can have. And then in the mornings, because he's already like throughout the morning, he looks over and he's like not eating his breakfast. And I'm like, well, did you want a tangerine? Oh, and he goes, tangerine. And I go, yeah, do you want a tangerine? He's like, yeah. And I was like, then finish your whole plate. And he's like, okay. I'm like, you're not, I know you're able to do this. And if you're not, then you don't need more. Then you're all done.
Yeah, it's like,
he told-
do you want a cookie? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, well then, yeah, you're not full then.
Yeah,
So
I don't
finish.
have to bribe him at dinner. I just like, okay, this is the routine, but obviously you're not getting hungry enough, so you're fine. So, but yeah, Justin, you can.
So I shovel it into his head hole, right? And
Were you standing? And was he standing?
Nah, he was just sitting in the wagon.
So he was sitting in the wagon.
Yeah, and he's just going like, and he looks up and he goes, one more?
How emphatic was he about the more? Like, pretty. Hey, when he really, really, really knows it's bad, he will be just slapping his hands. More, like, just like.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Are your fingers okay?
He said, one more?
More?
So,
More?
but I was already in the middle.
Please?
When he said one more, I was like mid getting yelled at for everybody for giving sugar
Not
sweets to the
everybody.
baby.
Just my wife.
And so given that I was already getting clapped over like a scoop of ice cream that has calcium and milk in it, and it's it's like it's
That's the part you were getting. It was the milk.
Yeah.
That's why it was a bad.
That's what it was. That's what took it over the edge.
Yep.
It has all these benefits.
and so the one scoop of ice cream isn't going to be what makes the baby have diabetes. The one scoop of ice cream.
No, it wasn't. It was the fact that you didn't ask.
He already had cake and ice cream for his birthday.
And what did Christy say?
That his cake and ice cream was sugar free, and that it was basically like bread.
Nice.
Trust me, I got the whole download of the whole day, and I'm like,
It was.
God.
We
That
just gave
is-
him bread and called it cake.
yeah.
So, Jordan, that's something Justin's famously good at. You'll learn this.
It's sneaking naughty things to your kids.
Well, it's mostly not asking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he'll just do things.
yeah.
He'll just do things.
I know.
I know. I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
I couldn't even do anything about it. And I
But you
somehow,
should've.
Somehow I knew it was gonna. Somehow I knew it was happening.
I just knew. I felt it. I felt a disturbance in the forest.
You should have called him.
I was standing there
Justin.
and I was, ooh, and I was like, oh, Liam's gonna be up all night on a Saturday night.
over a scoop of ice cream.
Why didn't you call Justin to tell him to stop?
I was very busy. So what I did was
Wow.
I stopped working and I came to the party and I was like, Justin, I'm just kidding.
Get away.
No, I didn't even know about it. It doesn't matter.
I see. I missed.
How did we even get here?
What?
You were talking about.
So
Something.
I was at the dinner table.
That's right.
I was at the dinner table with my wife and Liam. This is a while ago. So he's almost 1.5. Next 2 weeks from now, he'll be 1.5.
Okay.
I think he had just turned 1 or something like that. And so he's talking because he's a big talker, like Uncle Justin. And so he's talking, and I let out some gas at the dinner table, which I shouldn't have. But
You
sometimes
did a fart?
yeah. Sometimes my tummy hurts a lot and it helps. I don't know if you ever feel that where you let out gas and it just makes you feel much better
Every time.
every time. And so I let that out at the dinner table because, let's say on accident.
Sure.
Let's say it was.
Sure, it was an accident.
Let's say it was.
That's
yeah.
the story we're telling everybody.
Yeah. And then so Liam looks over at me from his high chair, and I'm sitting next to him, and he goes, "Dada poop? Dada poop?" Because that's the sound he makes while he's pooping,
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he goes, "Dada poop?" And he does the sign with it too.
Yeah.
Little poop sign. And I was like, no, Dada fart. Sorry, Dada fart. He's like, Dada poop. And then and then all of a sudden, you know how kids want to do whatever their like parents do? All of a sudden Liam goes, "Ugh," and then he starts pooping himself at the dinner table.
Nice.
And then he goes, and then we're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you?" And then he's cranking one out at the dinner table, but he's on his wooden high chair, so he's stuck in it, sitting on it, which he's normally like standing up in a corner somewhere, all discreet. And no, he's sitting on it on wood, and he's going, "Oh, I pooped. And he just starts like panicking because he's like, I'm sitting on it and I can't move. I'm buckled into this thing. Get me out of here right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my fault. I'm so sorry. And I'm like trying to get him out of there because he's like, I pooped. Just the desperation in his eyes of like, please help me. I'm so sorry. Please help. He's never pooped in his high chair again. But
Yeah.
I haven't farted out loud at the dinner table.
What? Does he not know what farts are?
We're teaching him. Like
You should probably just start farting more around him.
No, I do, but it's not supposed to happen at the dinner table because that's rude, and we're trying to teach him manners. But yeah, so he thought that was because he thinks because he farts when he poops, so he thought that was poop.
Yeah.
Like, he thought I was just pooping at the table casually.
Dad needs a diaper change now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna be cool like Dad and poop at the table.
Yeah.
And then he pooped at the table and immediately regretted it. So I thought that was an enjoyable story for you guys.
Well, it's been fun.
You have to play the song.
been real.
We can't just end like that. You have to. The
But
song
be so
is just
sad.
supposed to come on.
Oh, sorry. Here.
Yeah.
We'll just. Oh, sorry. Wait, hey, let me do it. Let me
Yeah, do it, and then you can say it's been fun.
That's true. That's true.
So everyone just wait.
But it
Hang
has
on.
to be with.
I'm waiting. Oh,
If it has if it has a pad behind it, then it's officious.
Yep. Officious.
Yes.
What the?
Okay. Here we go.
Push the play button.
I'll do it now.
Okay. Okay, now do the thing.
Well, thank you guys for coming,
No, that's not what you said.
and thank you everyone for listening.
It's been fun.
It's email us
Oh my gosh, I forgot we had
with
an
your
email.
trenchy stories.
We never say that anymore.
at ydekcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. If you pooped at the dinner table.
Bye.